Hi again, everybody. Today the open-ended question that we're looking at is going to involve writing a linear equation when you're given 2 points. So, there are 5 bowls stacked inside of each other. The height of one bowl is 2 inches. The height of the stack of 5 bowls is 5 inches. Write an equation using x and y to find the height of a stack of bowls based on any number of bowls. So, what we're going to do here, let's first of all draw a picture of what our situation would look like here. We have one bowl, and again, my artistic ability, I know, is just unbelievable. You can take that however you want to. So there's one bowl, and this one bowl is 2 inches. Now keep in mind that when you put bowls inside of each other, they're not like sitting on top of each other. One's going to sink in the other. So the next bowl is going to be kind of like this, and then like this, and then like this. And of course they should all be the same shape. That is my all-for artistic ability that is showing that it's not. But anyway, this stack of 5 bowls is 5 inches. Okay? And we want to make an equation for this situation. So we really have 2 points. We have that one bowl is 2 inches, and we have that 5 bowls is 5 inches. Okay, where x is the number of bowls in the stack, and please be specific when you're describing that, and y is the height of the bowls in inches. By the way, that's the answer to part B. If we go back here and show you part B, and go back, there we go. Describe what the x and y variables represent. We just answered them. So if you want to take a second right now and put that in there, what x and y are, that would be just fine. Let's go back here. So we want to find an equation using the points 1, 2, and 5, 5. Hopefully at this point we know that anytime you want to find an equation, you need the slope and a point. Well, slope is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And in this case, that is 5 minus 2 over 5 minus 1. Here's y2, x2, y1, x1. The x value of the first point, the y value of the first point, the x value of the second point, and the y value of the second point. 5 minus 2 is 3, 5 minus 1 is 4, so our slope is 3/4. Now, you can do this next part different ways. You can either plug it into y equals mx plus b, or you can plug it into point slope. So slope-intercept or point slope. I'm going to plug it into point slope. You can use either point. So y minus 2, I'm using this point here, this 1, 2. Y minus 2 equals 3/4 times x minus 1. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Again, you could plug in 5, 5, and it's not going to change your answer. So the first thing we do here is distribute. So y minus 2 equals 3/4 x minus 3/4. And then the last part here is to add the 2 to get the y alone, to make this y equals mx plus b. So y equals 3/4 x plus, you can either write this as 5/4 or 1 1/4. I'll write it in proper as 5/4. And that's the answer to part A. Now, as I mentioned, we already did part B here, which says describe what the x and y variables represent. So let's look at part C. What is the height in inches of a stack of 10 bowls? Well, all we have to do for this is take our equation and plug in the number of bowls. Well, we know that x here stood for the number of bowls. So we're just going to take that x out plug in 10. So now 3 over 4 times 10, that is 30 over 4, plus 5 over 4, equals 35 over 4. Now in this case, if you say to somebody, that's 35 over 4 inches, they're not going to know what you mean exactly. I would write this as a mixed number, which is 8 3/4 inches. That has more meaning than 35 points if you're just trying to describe a distance to somebody. There is your open-ended question on bowls. If you have any questions, please watch the video again or contact your instructor. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.